Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. My landlord has been fucking all weekend. My boyfriend and I rent out the basement of a big house in a nice suburban neighborhood. When we took the tour before signing the lease, there was a woman there with the landlord. Let's say her name is Hannah. And the landlord is Stephen. Stephen left for a few minutes and Hannah let me know that her and Stephen are just friends. She also let me know him and his wife are going through a divorce. So her and the kids won't be home all week long. Which used to be good news because the kids tend to be really loud when they play and Stephen and his wife argue pretty damn loud too. Well, on Friday morning at 3 a.m. no one else was home. I guess Stephen was working. IDK what he does. And the dog had been barking for 30 minutes straight. I called Stephen and he said he would try to come home and check on the dog. But Hannah texted me after a bit saying she would come instead. I fall asleep and leave for work. Only needed to go in for an hour. And after I come back I climb back in bed with my boyfriend. He asked, "Did you hear all of that last night?" Stephen was getting it on crazy loud and I couldn't sleep through it. My jaw dropped and I was like, no way Hannah came over. He's fucking Hannah. At first it was just a funny conversation between my BF and I. Just some weird drama that we're living under. But then Hannah never left. And they've been fucking all day every day so loud this weekend in the room right above us. To the point that my boyfriend and I were just straight up uncomfortable and awkwardly trying to ignore all the banging and moaning. We were joking about how we miss his wife and kids cause we'd rather be annoyed than uncomfortable. This morning at 3 a.m. was the final straw. It was so loud that it woke me up. And I look over and my BF is just staring at the ceiling looking dead inside. He had to get up in 3 hours for a 12-hour shift and couldn't even sleep. I put Hannah and Stephen in a group text and said, "We've heard it all weekend. Please take it to a room that's not right above us because my boyfriend's name needs to sleep for his weekend shifts." A minute after sending it the noise completely stopped. Above us. My landlord texted me back saying sorry and that he didn't realize they were so loud. And that he would move his bedroom upstairs. So yeah, that was my extremely uncomfortable weekend. Fun fact. I invited a friend over for a few hours and they fucked in the living room right above us. Embarrassing. TLDR. My landlord that lives above me has been fucking his side piece all weekend non-stop while his wife and kids have been gone. His bedroom is right above my boyfriend and I. End of story. Next story. My weird classmate took my rejection horribly. There is this one boy in our grade that is known for liking every single girl he lays eyes on. I didn't think much of it since he never tried to talk to me or anything. However, early this school year, he made an attempt to talk to me, F, and my friend, M, at lunch. He started out the conversation pretty normal. Questions like, "What are your hobbies?" and "Do you play any sports?" I thought that maybe he had changed or he was misunderstood. That was until about 10 minutes later. When he started rating us. My friend has face-length hair. Which my classmate, who we'll call Damien, said he should cut. My friend, who we'll call Isaac, said that he liked his hair the way it is. Then Damien turned to me. He said, "Your personality is great. You do gymnastics and you're nice. But your looks are meh." Isaac immediately pipes up and says, "What the fuck? She's right there." Damien tried to explain himself. But we just ignore him the rest of lunch. Fast forward to the second quarter of the school year. Damien sits next to me in fourth period along with a girl we'll call Caroline and a boy we'll call Spencer. This was the Thursday before Halloween. Me and Caroline both had P. The girls' P coach was giving us candy since it was almost Halloween. Caroline had managed to steal 7 pieces of candy. We go to fourth period, which is right after P. And Damien had taken Caroline's computer charger. She offered him a Kit Kat in exchange for her charger back. He took the offer and she got the charger back. Right after he gets the Kit Kat, he turns to me and said, "Do you want it?" I say sure and hold out my hand. He says, "I was taking to Spencer," and asks Spencer the same thing. Spencer also says sure and holds out his hand. Damien looks at both of us and says, "Screw it," and throws it to me. I thought it was weird, but ate the Kit Kat. Damien had caught me on Discord during class and told me to add him, which I did. He also randomly passed a note to me, asking if I was okay because I was supposedly breathing heavily. We had a small conversation and he complimented my clothes. Before we go to lunch, I was still on my laptop and Caroline and Damien were talking. Caroline asks Damien who he gave the Kit Kat to. He responded with, "I gave it to the person I like." I could see Caroline pointing to me. When I closed my laptop, Caroline asked if Damien have me a Kit Kat. I decided to pretend to be clueless and say, "Yeah." "Why?" Caroline happily says, "Nothing GGG." Fast forward to that evening. I get a Discord DM from Damien. At the time, I had in my About Me that my crush, who was Isaac, broke my heart. He asked who my crush was and added that I was his, so he was sad. I replied to his crush being me by bringing up when he said my looks were meh. He said, "Meh fuck you," but deleted it soon after. He kept asking me over and over if I was sure I didn't like him and didn't want to date him, which I kept saying I didn't. He also figured out that I had a crush on Isaac and said that Isaac wasn't even that hot and he doesn't like me. Eventually I got tired of him and blocked him. After I did that, he DM'd my best friend and told her he wanted to hit her and his ego wants her dead. The next day, Friday, Damien kept bugging me about unblocking him. One time he passed a note to me during class and asked why I blocked him. I told him that no means no no matter what, and if he can't understand that, then we have a problem. I also said that it's not okay to say you are superior to one's crush. Neither is saying that you want to hit someone and your ego wants them dead just because they're best friend rejected you. He saw nothing wrong with it, and so he tried to end the conversation with, "IGTG now bye ILY." He bugged me every day, so I asked my fourth period teacher to move my seat. She did, and that was that for a while. A few weeks later, we go outside for P. Some other related arts classes join us. Damien followed me and my friends around a while before calling me over randomly. He said, "Yo, my name. What's up?" I told him, "My standards," and walked away. He so far only tried to high-five me after that. I wish I was making this up. Any tips on how to keep him away? Edit 1. I think he's starting to take the hint. He turned around and saw me multiple times this week in the hallway, but just turned back around and made no attempt to talk to me. Edit 2. Not entirely sure, but I think he's trying to befriend some of my not-so-close friends. I'll see what happens for now unless he starts talking to my closer friends. Edit 3. He has completely left me alone. I found out a few days ago that he also asked out and harassed one of my friends. She tried to explain to him that she was gay, but he didn't listen. Not sure when he did that. He's also been seeming to move on to my other friend, Ian. In sixth period, Damien sits in front of Ian. I sit a desk behind and to the right of Ian. Damien Gass started talking to Ian a lot and I witnessed him trying to put his hand on top of Ian's. Ian told me that Damien told him he used to be cute. The only weird thing is when Damien asked me out. He had in his Discord status that he might be homophobic. If you didn't catch on. Both Ian and Damien are guys. I'm thinking either Damien was in denial or he's just getting desperate. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.